Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report, because without you guys, this football addict would be here all by himself, and I'm glad that I can share my addiction with you guys. Now, before I get to the news of the day and Rico Gathers getting hurt, I want to say something that's really important here. I'm very proud of this channel. As long as I've been doing Joe Boo since 2012, it's all been about being positive and spreading the mojo. It's about meeting people. People that you may not normally talk to, but starting a conversation and seeing different points of view. This channel is about the Dallas Cowboys, but not just the Dallas Cowboys. Because we have fans from other teams. Jag the Jester, Jacksonville fan. Holy Ways, he's an Eagle fan. Cruisin', New York Giants fan. We have a new guy, and I'm sorry I can't think of your name right now. It's been a 12-hour day, and I'm still jet-lagged, who's a Redskin fan who says that this is the only sports channel that he subscribes to, and he's a Redskin fan. We have people as young as 10 years old and as old as 80 when I look at the demographics. We have black, white, yellow, red, you name it. We have people all across the world that are watching this channel. So, it's about being positive. So one thing I won't accept on this channel is personal attacks against other people on here. You can disagree about their team and things like that, but you're not going to go through and call people names and, cuss people out and things like that. I will give you guys a warning about it, but then I'll block you, because that's unacceptable. I want this to be a safe place where we can actually come and have a real discussion. We may not agree, but we can have a real discussion, and maybe we can iron things out and maybe become a little bit better on both sides. So watch what you say to other people. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, well, I will say one more thing. There's enough hate out there. If you want hate, believe me, there's plenty of other channels you can go to. Plenty of other trash talking sites you can go to. We have so much hate out there, we need some places that are positive. Now, with that being said, on to our Dallas Cowboys. Rico Gathers is being evaluated for concussion. Helmet-to-helmet shot in practice, and they brought the card out for him, but fortunately he walked off the field. Now, I will say this. With Rico basically coming to the Cowboys last year and not playing football since his 8th grade, more than likely this is probably his first concussion, which is good news. It's one of those things that the more concussions you get, the harder it is to recover and the worse the damage becomes. For a while there, Sean Lee was getting concussion after concussion, and he literally had to sit out for a couple of weeks. The Blind Side. I'm trying to think of his name right now. He actually had been in the protocol for concussions for almost a year before finally being released. So it is a serious injury. But fortunately, at least for him, maybe this is the first one and hopefully the last one we'll have. But interestingly enough, I was reading an article today about this new helmet. And I got to tell you, it's one of those things that it's like, damn, I thought about that. I said to my wife years ago that, football helmets, they're hard. When they hit each other, you hear crunch because it's hard plastic. I said, it seems like what they should be developing is a soft outer coating on the helmet. So when you hit another helmet, those two helmets aren't getting that crunch sound, but they're absorbing that hit. Well, lo and behold, they've developed a new helmet that they say that the outer part of it's not that hard shell. It's more like a car bumper that absorbs the hit. And it's basically 4 layers of protection. So as the hit gets hit to the helmet is absorbing the impact, so it's lessening that whole stopping and scrambling your brains and your head. And I'm hoping that that's one of those things that really works and hopefully will help cut down some of these injuries, because in football, when they're done with you and you're not productive, you're out of here. There's no better example than that than Desert, the backup quarterback we had beginning of the season. Hurt his back, cut him, brought somebody else in. McCown. Hamlin, last offensive play we had right in front of me, and I got it on videotape. He caught the ball, and when the guy tackled him, his The other guy's body landed on that ankle, broke it. And they cut him. Gone. Brought in somebody else today. So, in football, you got to get what you can get when you can get it, because once they're done, like I said, they're done with you. Poor Lucky Whitehead, he can't seem to catch a break. He ended up breaking his foot today in practice. So you don't know what future he has right now. And unfortunately, like I said, when they're done with you, they're done with you. If you're not useful or you cost too much money, you're out of here. Occupational hazard. You know, I guess it is what it is. So prayers and thoughts go out to Rico Gathers. Jaylon Smith is back at practice today, which is great news because we heard about him being shut down maybe all of preseason. But he's going to be a key cog to this team. And Jaylon Smith. Jaylon Smith got a sack yesterday in practice. And is there any better story than him right now? He is taking leaps and bounds in his recovery. He is moving better than anybody thought he could. I mean, here it was 6 months ago. The question was the nerve going to fire at all? And now we're talking about, will he play in some of the preseason games? He's far ahead of schedule on there, so you got to feel good about that. And if he can get back to 80-90% of what he was in college, that could be very impactful for this defense and for this team. And we're going to need it because we're getting hits left and right. Ezekiel Elliott, as expected, has put in his appeal. He's got the NFLPA behind him. And their plan is to go after the credibility of the witness. The thing I wonder is if the NFL is so sure, if they have some evidence that definitely proves that he's wrong, then aren't they obstructing justice by not turning it in? And it's kind of funny or amazing that they're keeping their findings to themselves. Because if he's guilty of something of this, then by all means he should be charged and he should pay for what he's doing. If he's not, then he needs to be exonerated. Because right now what the NFL has done is they have labeled him for the rest of his life for domestic violence. And if that's true, then we should have some proof of that. So, I don't know where it goes from here, but we'll see what happens. The NFL has 10 days to set up a hearing on this. Like I said, I think the out on this one is Roger Goodell was not part of the hearing, so Roger Goodell could, basically listen to the voice of public opinion, and he could rule differently and say we're going to reduce this or whatever to try and save face and to quiet the masses, because I got to tell you, there's some people that are really pissed off about this. And when I start hearing people saying that they canceled their Sunday ticket or people are going around saying boycott games, I haven't heard that before with any of the other players and things that have happened. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's kind of late. I haven't had dinner yet, but I'm going to go get something to eat, and I'm going to go carry my butt to bed because I've got to be back at work at 6 a.m. So as always, friends, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for out there, and girls, for helping to spread the mojo and making the Jobu Sports Report what it is. And I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow morning.